All right. In three, two, one.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my name is Chaz Evans, and you're listening to The Three Count.
Yay! Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chaz Evans, and like I said, you are listening to The Three Count, and with me are always my co-host, my bestest of friends. Introducing first, he is the Red Dog. He's the man of mans. He is my second in command. He is Cliff Red Dog Miller.
And now my catchphrase. That's it. That's my catchphrase. I don't got nothing.
And introducing, he is my little brother, the man that talks in circles and really has no point of really being on this show. And just because I wanted to keep my brother in the loop with something that I'm doing, his name is Lil JJ, but not Lil anymore. He's legal. Hey, listen, don't mess it up my intro now. I was going to get there, okay? I was going to get there.
I'm sorry, that's hurt my feelings.
This is why I don't even like introducing you, because you always got to put your 2 cents in there. You always got to go into business for yourself. Put yourself over. Fine, Josh. This is Josh, guys. This is Josh. Everyone say hi.
I like to thank
Josh.
I like to thank the sidewalks for keeping me off the streets. And wash your hands, everybody. Coronavirus is real. Look at Idol.
You're right. Well, we can't look at Idol because Idol isn't here. Ladies and gentlemen, we make the joke that he has coronavirus. I think at this point it's not a joke. I think it's caught up to him because before we got on the air, he told us he's not feeling well. So prayers out to Chris Idol. Maybe it actually got to him this time, and let's just have a moment of silence for Chris Idol, everybody. Moment of silence.
He's not dead.
Yet. Did you just do the Hunger Games? I'm mad we all did that. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, you're right. Chris Idol isn't here. He's under this, so we're gonna finish off our tournament without him. Sucks to be him that he has no part in this, but hey, if he gets upset at the winner, it's his fault because no one told him to get sick. So we're gonna switch the order up a little bit. So we're gonna start with the this week's power rankings first, and then we'll head right into the tournament. So Red Dog, let's go with the power rankings, guy.
I'm so glad we're gonna lead off this show because last time you almost bumped me off the show.
Exactly. This is me making it up to you. You are opening up the show. JR told Eddie Guerrero that the opening match was the most important show, and he was upset he wasn't main eventing. Well, guess what? You're opening the show, Cliff. Most important segment of the show, the opener. That's you. Hit me with it.
Is this what it's like to open up the 3 count? Woo!
Viva la raza!
I feel like Sting when Sting opened up Raw. So here we go, guys. March 29th. This is your power rankings. So at number 10, we have a returning superstar. No, it's not JJ because he's still here. And no, it's not Idol either because he's still gone. It's Io Shirai in NXT. I thought she had a bomb match. It was great to see that she was back, especially because originally the match was going to be Aaliyah, and Aaliyah caught a beatdown. Io Shirai stepped in. I love seeing the Io because she is amazing. Number 9, I had to include this match because it was just too good not to, and it was the only one that didn't have like a funky ending. Miss Alexa Bliss will be coming in from SmackDown, number 9. Good win over Asuka. Number 8, normally I don't include squash matches, but I felt like this matchup was kind of competitive. So Killian Dane makes our list from NXT. Moving up, we have number 7. We have the Street Profits, who I thought had a great match as well on Raw. Number 6, everybody's favorite female workhorse in NXT, and that is Candice LeRae. She had an amazing match.
Boo.
Do all you want.
Y'all know I don't like Candice LeRae.
Terrible news for you. Number 5. This is where everything's going to start to get kind of interesting. We got to give it up for Darby Allin. That match was a fire match. I just have to say, loved it so much. Number 4. This was kind of a surprise to me because it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go originally. Tyler Breeze getting the big win over In Theory on NXT. So big ups to him. Number 3, we have Angel Garza and Andrade. We also know that circumstances came through, so we'll discuss that on another show. Number 2, this was the opening match for Dynamite, and we got to give a lot of love to Cody Rhodes. Thought that was a great match.
Cody.
You're the only one cheering for him because no one cheered for him on Dynamite.
I got the joke. I got it. Because there's no fans.
Thank you. I'm here all week. Or the rest of the podcast. And number 1, we have to give it up to your still AAA heavyweight champion, as some people will call him, the overrated one, Kenny Omega.
That overrated.
Funny thing is, I'm so glad Idol's actually not on the show for that one. If he was sick, he would have gotten sick.
Yeah.
He would have got sicker.
Right, sicker. I see nothing wrong with the power rankings this week.
Except number 1.
I don't.
I
tell y'all.
Number 1.
Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. You're fired. Yes.
What's
Put the headphones
Riho?
down. Get
Seriously.
out. Gosh, do that all the time, and it pisses me off. I can't stand her. Fucking 98-pound bullshit.
Was she on? Was she on Dynamite? Was she on AEW Dark? This last week?
I haven't watched Dark this week yet. It's on my watch now. Watch later to watch after we get off the podcast. I'm gonna watch Dark, but I don't think she was on Dark, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
but she wasn't on Dynamite.
No, I'm talking about like Tuesday's Dark, which hasn't come out yet.
I don't know then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope not.
I don't think she was. I think she's still like stuck in Japan. Yeah, I don't think she's allowed to come over.
Oh, that's possible. That's definitely possible. Cause I know Pac can't come over from the UK. So same as Pentagon Jr. and Ray Phoenix. I know they're stuck in Cali in Mexico. But yeah. So I think the power rankings sound good to me this week. You didn't piss me off this week, Cliff.
Good.
Before we get to the tournament, I understand why Candice is on there. That's the thing. It doesn't make me mad because I understand. I get it. I'm not biased. I just don't like her, but I can accept her being number 6. So before we get into the tournament, I need to make an announcement. The Muscle Man himself, Muscle Man Malcolm, will be on next week's show. That will be our WrestleMania Spectacular show. We're gonna have Muscle Man. We're gonna have Malcolm on there as a guest. Also, we may have, I won't tell you who, we may have a surprise WCF superstar show up as well as a guest on our WrestleMania special. It's a jam-packed show, so they'll be coming to you probably more than likely this Friday, so the night before WrestleMania, the two-night event. That special episode will be coming at you live and in color. Actually, I don't know if it can be in color because it's a podcast, so I gotta figure out something new for that. But anyway, alrighty, that's enough for the announcements, the power ranking. So let's get right on to it. This is what everyone has come here to listen to. This is why we're here. We are here to declare the 3 counts greatest wrestler of all time. Cliff, take it away.
All right. Actually, we have another announcement that we want to talk about? We do have a mega show getting ready to come up.
Oh, shiitake mushrooms.
We should probably promote that, right?
You're
I mean,
right.
I feel like that's the thing we should do.
Yeah, no, you're right. See, this is why you're my second in command, because I totally forgot. Hi, Mom. She probably can't hear me. She just walked by.
She can't hear you, Chaz.
But so yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I have another announcement. Thank you to Cliff for reminding me. But if you disliked our greatest wrestler of all time tournament, which probably some of you have, which is, liable. This is always a topic of debate. It's an opinion-based thing. But we are doing a super podcast greatest wrestler of all time tournament, featuring a bunch of different podcasts. I think it's called No Spots Podcast, Nerds of Wrestling, etc., you name it. As a bunch of us are coming together to do a greatest wrestler of all time podcast. That's coming to you when, Cliff, I think in the next week or two is when. Yeah, next week or two that should be out. And you might like this one better than the 3 count, honestly. It's 9 of us, if I'm not mistaken, 9 other people representing different podcasts, and we'll be doing a huge tournament of the greatest wrestlers of all time. So if some of your favorites that got knocked out or weren't even included in this tournament, they might be included in the super tournament. So be on the lookout for that. Also, shout out to all those podcasts. Give them a listen as well. So, yeah.
So,
thank you for reminding me, because I totally forgot.
Yeah, so we want to give big shout outs to Nerds of Wrestling, Franken Culture presents Frankensteiner. We want to also give a big shout out to True Radio, because we are going to have Mr. Ken on. And then we want to give another shout out to Dennis Koulatis, who is host of the Dennis Koulatis Show here in Baltimore. So we do have a lot of different voices, a lot of different personalities. We have 9 people who are voting on this, so therefore we don't have, just us 4, because, we could be biased, and that's what we want to do. With that being said, shall we jump into this?
We shall, sir. I'm excited. I'm also excited that Chris Idol's not on here, so his biased ass opinion won't be swaying any votes. Ladies and gentlemen, if you heard last week's show, you know that there were some ties. Today's show, there will not be any ties.
Boo.
Nope. So let's get into this first round matchup. We will start with WWE/WWF. Our first matchup is going to consist of the Hulkster, Hulk Hogan, brother, versus the Game, Triple H.
Triple H.
Hunter.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I was gonna take Hunter too, so I guess Hunter moves on.
And another person Triple H has buried. Yes.
So, in our next matchup, we have a rematch of a match that was supposed to be a once-in-a-lifetime match, but it happened twice. That is The Rock versus John Cena.
Oh, you're going with Cena, Josh?
Oh,
you going with Cena?
We got one for Cena.
Whoa! Whoa! Okay. What about you, Cliff? Who you going with?
Oh no! All right. So I will say this. There has been only one time in my entire life that I've had goosebumps so much that everything in my body like got electrified, right? That was when The Rock came back to be the special guest host at WrestleMania on February 14th. I know this date specifically because not only did I pop, my wife was sitting right next to me when I freaked out. So, with that being said, I have to go with The Rock. I know the stuff
Oh
that John Cena has
gosh.
done. I know the stuff
Oh.
that John Cena has done, but unfortunately for me, there's
Uh,
only one people's champ, and he is the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. And he also has that cool eyebrow thing he does. So, yeah,
Don't
I'm
do
going with The
that.
Rock.
Don't do that again. Wow. So oh, y'all put this on me? Oh. Okay. So oh man, I'm probably going to get some heat for this one. Um Let me just say this. I love The Rock. The Rock is my cousin. Okay? Us that Samoan blood that me and him we share. It's real. Um But people fail to realize Rock was only in the WWE for 7 years. 7 years, you know.
Brock was
Now,
only in there for 2.
now we're not talking about Brock. And that just speaks to the magnitude of the People's Champion. But I would be, as a wrestler and as a fan, I would be crazy if I were not to say that the WWE would, and honestly, wrestling, period, wouldn't be where it's at today if it wasn't for the contributions of John Cena. So I have to go, even though it pains me to say it, I have to go with John Cena.
Say it. Yeah, he said it.
And I I just cannot. I can't as
This is
a
recorded, by the
fan.
way.
I know it's recorded, and I know
He said John Cena over The Rock. This is recorded. This is recorded, and you can't take it back. Yes, we got him. It's on video. It's on audio. You said it.
I can't. I cannot not give John his props for what he has done over the past. What? How old are you, Josh? 18? 18 years that he's been doing this. Honestly, there are so. I mean, that man with this stupid little "you can't see me." That's pop culture.
See me?
Yeah,
See me?
that's pop culture. Like there are so many sports figures doing the
Football does it.
football players do it, basketball players, they all do the "you can't see me" thing. And John Cena.
Listen, man. You said, okay, you picked John Cena. I'm just going to say The Rock crushed all that with one phrase. And he was standing, remember, he was like, "You can't see me. You can't see me." Yes, we can see you and your stupid purple shirt and your orange shirt and your red shirt walking around looking like a damn box of Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles.
And 2 months later, he was on the bowl of Fruity
He was
Pebbles.
on the bowl of Fruity Pebbles.
That's called good marketing by WWE. But I love The Rock, and The Rock will be one of my all-time favorites. He's a kick-ass movie star as well. But John's the man. Like John, when he came back on that episode of SmackDown when he did the cold confrontation with The Fiend, SmackDown viewers went up. I specifically tuned in to SmackDown on that terrible show to watch what?
Cena.
John Cena.
Yeah, no. I mean,
I can't sit here and not tell you that, that John Cena shouldn't, deserve. Now, don't get me wrong. The Rock deserves it as well, but Cena's the guy. Even as a part-timer, Cena's still the guy right now.
yeah, everybody has to watch everybody watches for John Cena. Like, there's no doubt. I mean, 16-time world champion, multiple U.S. champion, never held the Intercontinental title, and he's like got numerous tag titles himself. Yeah, there's no doubt that he's the man. I won't knock that. And credit to The Rock. I think if The Rock had wrestled more years, you would see the same thing. Like
Agreed.
this would be a closer discussion. But The Rock did everything that John Cena has done in a short time span, minus his 16-time world championships. So I mean,
agreed. Yeah.
Plus, there's a TV show that you tuned into on Friday for John Cena that was coming after the catchphrase "The Rock started."
Facts. That's fact. No, you're right. That's fact.
He will lay the smackdown on your candy ass.
Oh, your candy asses.
So that's my pitch. But you're doing John Cena, so all right. So let's give it up to our next matchup. Right, this matchup is another rematch of WrestleMania 25 and WrestleMania 26. Correct? Where we have us, The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. Boy, I can't wait to see this one. 4 days. That's what we're talking about.
I'm going with Shawn Michaels.
Of course you are.
Of course you are, you biased son of a gun. Did we have to give him his opinion? We already knew what it was.
We already know. We
All
know
right,
exactly.
So I'm going to tell you who I think. The dead man, The Undertaker. He's going to put Shawn back in his place in retirement where he belongs.
Well, he did actually do that already.
He did.
But he came back to wrestle with his
He's going to do it
friends.
again. Because the Saudi money, you know what I'm saying? The muchacha. I know maybe blood money or whatever, but the muchacha.
I heard that. I heard the dollar signs was like in the million range for that one match. So, listen.
The muchacha. I'm gonna make that a shirt.
I think with that match too, right? I think everybody made a cool meal. And then WWE actually donated like $250,000 to the Knox County Fire Department to get Glenn Jacobs. They did a lot just to get that matchup together. So by all means, it was cool. So here we go, right? We're talking about the first ever WWE Grand Slam champion versus the man with the streak, right? We're talking about multiple Royal Rumble wins, every single title that you could ever hold in a company. Here's where it comes down, right? They both needed each other for everything. Hell in a Cell, WrestleMania, right? They put on the best matches. We've always talked about these things. I think for me, where it really comes down to, because they both have huge impacts, right?
Yeah.
I think for me, where the big difference comes, and a lot of people are going to hate this, man, I have to go on personal feel and personal love. And for me, whenever Shawn wrestled The Undertaker, I always went for The Undertaker. So I have to take the dead man for this.
Now, see, this is how it feels when Batista got eliminated, huh?
I can't do this.
Yeah.
I can't finish this.
Yeah. Thank you, Cliff. You're amazing.
Just for you guys who don't know, Chas walked off.
Absolutely not.
I can't wait till I see this on Instagram.
Oh man. Y'all did not.
So, in our final matchup in round 2, we have the excellence of execution. The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Bret the Hitman Hart versus the Texas Rattlesnake, Stone Cold.
Shoot, this is a hard one.
No, 'cause I'm gonna go first. Stone Cold.
Stone Cold. I mean,
Bret
you can
Hart.
say your opinion.
Bret Hart. It's like, nah, it's Stone Cold. That's a sweep. But I like Bret.
I like
He
Bret.
smacked the boss and got away with it.
Ooh.
No, he spit on the boss.
Oh, my bad. Same thing. Same thing.
Let's show how much more worse it was, because he did slap the shit out of him, and then he also spit on him as well. All right, so that wraps it up for the WWE's second round. So let's move on into New Japan. I know Chaz is so disappointed right now.
Bye, Sean.
So let's start us off right with our first matchup. We have Inoki versus Nakamura.
Inoki. I can take off that Inoki.
I am also going to go with Inoki.
Well, my opinion doesn't matter, but Shinsuke. It doesn't matter.
It does matter because it's on record now that you don't like old wrestlers.
Exactly.
Second matchup that we have, right? We have the man who's actually currently in NXT, not being utilized, Kushida, versus the man with the greatest hair in New Japan Wrestling, Tanahashi.
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 That's easy.
I'm also going to go with Tanahashi.
Sweet.
Tanahashi is that
sweet.
dude, man. There's always, listen, I will always say if you want to look at New Japan, you want to look at two badass motherfuckers who wrestle in New Japan, look at Tanahashi and Okada.
Yep.
It is.
No one else. If you want to look at some bad Japanese motherfuckers, Tanahashi, Okada. Any of their matches, doesn't matter who they're wrestling, there's some bad motherfuckers.
So let's go with our next matchup, right? So we have the Great Muta versus Kenny Omega.
Ooh. If I was Chris Idol, I know what I
So
would
great. You already know what I'm gonna say. Screw
Great.
Kenny, that overrated piece of garbage, that trash. Dude, say nah, he's good, but he's just overrated in my opinion. I have nothing personal against you, Kenny. You're a phenomenal talent, phenomenal. But it's just hilarious just calling you overrated. So overrated, Kenny. You're not going to the next round. Well,
That's only
Other
your
friends.
opinion.
my opinion is fact.
You want Muta?
Yes.
Have you even watched the Great Muta match?
Nope.
He's just going because he doesn't like it. It's not that he likes Muta, it's just that he dislikes Kenny. That's what he said.
Right, that's exactly what he just said. Like, see, I don't dislike Kenny, and I've always stated this. I don't dislike Kenny. There are things about Kenny Omega that I do not like. I don't like his jazz hands. I don't like his pointing fingers that he does. And I don't like that little hop that he does, and then he starts running. Even though I started doing that now in my wrestling, and it drives me insane every time I watch it. I would have to go. I gotta go with Kenny Omega.
How could you?
Only because of the fact that Kenny Omega brought a lot of eyes to New Japan. He brought a lot of eyes to New Japan during that run that he had, with the Young Bucks and the Bullet Club. So it would be like robbery if I didn't say Kenny Omega. But don't get me wrong, the Great Muta that's the Great Muta, for Christ's sake. Like, but me personally, I have to say Kenny freaking Omega.
Well, I love that you mentioned how Kenny Omega brought a lot of eyes to New Japan, because in the 90s, when I was watching WCW, the Great Muta brought my eyes to New Japan. So, with that being said, I am going with the Great Muta.
Yeah, and I kind of figured I was probably going to be the only one, even with Idol. If Idol was here, I had already stated, I figured that, Kenny wasn't going to get past Muta. but I was going to hold my ground and stick it with Kenny.
But you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Because I
Yeah.
did start paying attention again to New Japan because of Kenny Omega. So I mean, like the whole Bullet Club had taken off. I knew a lot of people who were like representing with the Bullet Club. And then like when I started paying attention to him, that's when Kenny was there. So and he was there as the cleaner. Like let me be honest. I only before I started really getting into the pro scene and like this last January, I only had 3 wrestling t-shirts. And those wrestling t-shirts were CM Punk, the Bullet Club, and the Bullet Club with Kenny Omega's logo as the cleaner. So
see, I want that. I've been trying to find that shirt, but it's always been sold out.
Sold out.
And when I went to Hot Topic the one time, they didn't have my size. I got
the Terminator one.
See, but yeah, like that's the saying. Like Kenny Omega, yeah. Like for a brief period, Kenny Omega was my favorite wrestler at the time because of the stuff that he did in New Japan. Now, if you ask me now, no, hell no. Like, him and his fucking jazz hands get on my nerves. But that V trigger is sick.
The V trigger is nasty. I love watching him throw it. So we're getting into our last matchup, but this is probably gonna be the one that's like, maybe this probably could be the toughest one we have to call, right? So we have the Ring of Honor champion, Jay Lethal, well, former champion, I should say, Jay Lethal versus Okada.
Oh shit!
I need a respirator. I need my asthma pump. Oh my goodness.
Well, I'll let you know this. They don't have pretty much of those now. Respirators, everyone's using them. But Okada versus Jay Lethal. All right, so.
God.
I don't even know, man. Anybody got an answer?
I'm gonna go first.
So we don't have this dead silence as I sit here and think.
I'm gonna go first, right? As much as I like Jay Lethal, and as much as I love watching his personas change, like depending on which side you hit him, and I love all the stuff that he does, there has only been one match to be rated 7 stars on Dave Meltzer's rating, and I went back and had to watch these matches because I wanted to see what the buildup was all about. So, and since Kenny Omega has left New Japan, Okada never went down. He just maintained a level of awesome that very few can get to. So, with that being said, I am voting personally for Okada.
Clifford.
Wow, you just had a big echo.
I'm gonna go with Okada. It's hard. This is really hard, but you do have a good point, Cliff. There's only one person, 7 stars. Even though, like as we talked about before on the show, go back and listen to it. Dave Meltzer's stupid ass ratings.
It only matters in Japan.
It does. If the match didn't happen in Japan, it doesn't get anything than 4 stars. But Okada is I said it earlier. There's 2 badass motherfuckers in New Japan. That's Tanahashi and Okada. So to make myself not seem like a hypocrite, and I gotta go with Okada.
Right. Yeah, this is hard.
I mean, your opinion, like you said, your vote, it won't sway anything, but I'm sure everyone would like to hear your opinion, JJ. So I know Okada. It's hard. It is hard.
That's why I said
Okada. Yeah. Oh, why'd y'all do this to me?
I mean, that's what we did in the tournament. What'd you talk about?
I'm upset. Not as upset about Batista, though.
Whatever. I don't know who that is. Don't care. We don't know what you're talking about. He's in the L bracket. So anyway, let's move up to our TNA section, right? TNA in the Indies. And we're starting off with our first match with the Olympic hero, Kurt Angle, versus the man with the most charisma, Christian Cage.
Kurt Angle.
I'm going to Angle, yeah.
I gotta go with Kurt. I love Kurt. I love the stuff that Christian did, even with the stuff he did in WWE. But Kurt Angle, man, he's the wrestling machine. Well, he was. I mean, now he's just kind of broken. All right, so our next matchup. This is actually probably going to be the second toughest matchup we have for this bracket as far as like second rounds go. We have Bully Ray versus Samoa Joe.
Oh gosh.
Can I flip a coin on this one? Golly.
I mean, you can, but don't be mad if it doesn't land the way you want it to.
Oh my god. Okay.
I will speak on this on myself. I am a huge fan of Dudleyville. I'm a huge fan of the TLC matches. I'm a huge fan of the stuff that Bubba Ray did in TNA as Bully Ray. But I watched TNA specifically for Samoa Joe. So
you're gonna is that a vote for Samoa Joe?
that is my vote for Samoa Joe.
Okay. So I got when I started watching TNA, first thing I ever saw in TNA was AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe. Those three were the main ones, and that got me hooked into TNA as a kid. So, and as I grew up, AJ always stuck with me, and we know my fandom for AJ. Now, as I got older and I watched TNA, Aces and Eights, and still to this day, one of my favorite stables / factions is Aces and Eights. Just the whole biker motorcycle club that they were, with Bully Ray leading the charge, and how it was, I guess, in a sense, the new version of the NWO in a sense. It kept me interested in TNA when TNA was the laughing stock of wrestling.
Wait, it's still not?
No, it's not.
Global Force?
I see you keep making that joke, but I tell you, you gotta watch TNA now. Well, not TNA, but Impact Now. Impact Now is really good. But like you said, Cliff, Samoa Joe was TNA. AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, they were TNA all the way through. But Bully Ray, and I'm going to specifically say Bully Ray, not Bubba, but Bully Ray as a single star, that is what made him a star. That Bully Ray, again, I'm trying to figure out the words to really put it in words. If it wasn't for Bully Ray, Bubba Ray would just be a tag team guy. That solidified him as a single star, because before then we just thought of him as the tag team guy. He was with the TLC matches with Devon and all that. But I think him as Bully Ray solidified him as a single star, and I think that deserves a whole hell of a lot credit than was due. So I gotta go with Bully on it. I have to go with Bully, because not only did he do stuff in TNA, but he also did stuff in ROH, and he's still doing stuff in ROH till this day. So I gotta go Bully. I have to go with Bully Ray, because it set him apart. He set him apart from the whole Dudley's, tag. So Bully Ray is my choice.
Flip your coin. We're watching you.
He's really flipping the coin, and it flipped all. Who are you going with?
Heads.
And so what does that mean?
It means, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls at home, Samoa Joe.
I feel like that's not what it really meant, because you didn't tell us what it meant beforehand. So you're just saying that to spite me. But it's okay, because guess what?
No, I love
Batista's
Joe.
not in it. He's not coming back.
There goes our second walk-off. In our third matchup that we have, we do have.
Is it go? Oh,
Was that a Batista thing or was that a Sabu thing?
I don't even know. I don't even know what this was.
Okay, I'm good now. I had to let off some steam.
You had to beat your
Oh.
head on a cabinet door. That's what you had to do to let off some steam.
Hey, you know who else used to like blow off a lot of steam by banging her head off of stuff? Sabu.
Wow.
I'm gonna get me some bar.
Boom, boom.
I'm gonna give me some barbed wire now. Just
My
scrape my
man's Cliff
face
out here
over it.
shooting from the hip. Boom, boom.
Yo.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
give me
so let's
some
get into
barbed
our
wire.
next matchup. So we do have the man who leads SCU, Christopher Daniels, versus the man who leads the OC, AJ Styles.
AJ Styles.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with AJ Styles as well.
The champ that runs the camp, the one that built SmackDown Live, AJ Styles.
I mean,
All
the
I'm
guy's
saying
had
is-
such a huge impact, man,
Oh my
from
God.
TNA, New Japan, plus he's also had his impact in WWE. Like,
Just
yeah,
everywhere, my guy. Like, oh my God. His
He is
resume.
he's simply the phenomenal one.
Now I take back my vote. Can you take back our vote, Cliff?
no, you're done already. I already marked it down. So our next matchup that we have, all right, is the only person from the independent scene to make it into the next round. He is the Unlimited One, Keith Lee, versus
Uncle Keith.
JEFF, JARRETT, Jeff Jarrett.
Jeez, man. Nah. I gotta go with my uncle, so Uncle Keith goes. Uncle Keith. So Keith leaves my vote.
All right, Josh, who you got?
If you don't vote for our uncle, we will disown you from the family.
I'm going with Jeff. Say no, I'm going with Keith. Uncle Keith.
I was about to say. I will call Aunt Mia Yim and have her give you the eat defeat if you did not vote for Uncle Keith.
So here's what I'm gonna say, right? Is that Keith Lee is ridiculously talented. However, Jeff Jarrett has been around for such a long time. He's amassed a huge career. He started Impact. If it was so, it would be
That's
hard
true.
for me to say, yeah, I'll go with Keith, but because Keith is going on to the next round, my vote will be for Jeff Jarrett, just because I have to do it. And that's actually an upset, by the way, because Jeff is our number 2 seed.
That's crazy. That's crazy. No, I'm not sitting here thinking about it. That's crazy. Yeah.
But let's move on to our final bracket in the second round. This will be our WCW, ECW, AEW bracket. We are starting off with our first matchup. He is the leader of the Inner Circle, Chris Jericho, versus the master of the 619, Rey Mysterio.
Don't do this to me.
Yo,
Don't do
I'm
this
not-
to me.
I'm gonna promise you.
Don't do
I'm
this
not
to
gonna
me.
I'm
Don't be
not gonna
biased.
in this. I'm not gonna be biased, but I am because I'm going with Rey Mysterio. I have already made no quarrel. I have made peace with my soul with this.
Like, you know what's crazy? Like, in like the 2009-ish era, like, my two favorites were Chris Jericho and Rey Mysterio. And, like, I remember SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. Like, those are the only two characters I ever played with. You can ask Chaz. Like, no, and I would always play with long-haired Jericho because, like, he had the, like, different costumes. And I always pick costume 2 with the old Jericho with his rock star hair. Oh, and then Rey Mysterio I always pick his blue. Oh, yikes!
All right,
I'm going
so
Y2J.
you going Y2J? Jesus Christ, Josh, why you do that? Okay.
That's a hard one. That's tough. I still love Ray though.
Mm. Man, so you can never go wrong with Ray Ray. Like you can never go wrong with Ray. Ray is a lot of people's reasons why they're in wrestling now. A lot of people watch wrestling because Rey Mysterio. The mask, the maneuvers, the lucha libre style. But there is something about that nigga Jericho.
He beat The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night.
That and then and the man can stay relevant. He constantly reinvents himself. And at this point, I gotta look at longevity and just the way their careers have gone. I don't want to discredit Ray by saying that Ray has been the same throughout his career. But we know Rey Mysterio. We know what we're getting when we see Rey Mysterio or when a Rey Mysterio match is happening. But when you get a Chris Jericho match or a Chris Jericho program, you don't know what you're getting in a sense. It's just because of the way that Jericho reinvents himself and can stay relevant. Like we're forgetting Jericho was out there, like you said, he beat Stone Cold and The Rock in the same night. That's when he won his first world title. And we're still talking about Jericho in a main event spot to this day. It's 2020, and Jericho is a main eventer, hands down. No questions asked. So I gotta go with Jericho. I have to go with Jericho. And it's not because Jericho is in my top 3. It's just because Jericho reinvents himself and still puts on 5-star matches.
Yo, and I'll tell you what, like, I won't disagree with you because you've got the Lionheart, right? You've got Y2J, the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla, the Painmaker. You have the list. You know what I
The
mean?
guy got over with a clipboard and a pen.
He got over the word. No, he got over the word it. That's it.
He did. Exactly. Exactly. And I honestly,
You're gonna get.
And I'm gonna put it out here now, since we're on the topic of Jericho. If Jericho honestly doesn't make it in the top 4, in the final 4, then I think this list is flawed. Our tournament is flawed. I'm gonna say that right now. I'm not gonna put Jericho winning, but if Jericho doesn't make it at least the final 4, then this tournament is flawed because Jericho really is one of the best to ever do it, to constantly reinvent themselves and to stay relevant over almost 25 years of wrestling in a sense.
Look, whatever, man. Put your plea out there, okay? You're just pissed because Shawn Michaels got knocked out. We're going on.
I am pissed about that, but still, Jericho.
You have a point. You have a point, but I feel like our next matchup is going to really put into question your next pick, right?
Oh.
So, and it might even really, you might really think about this. So, we have to talk about our next matchup. Our first person was just featured in a documentary. He is the Ravage Wolverine.
I remember this.
Benoit.
And
his
Eddie, yeah. Oh my god.
Coming out right now. He
I forgot.
lies, he cheats, he steals. He's the man known as Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero.
Yikes. Okay. Wow.
Just instantly, you're like, all this noise about Chris Jericho. Oh shit, that's right. We have Benoit and Guerrero up next. Eddie Guerrero. Let's go. I'm excited about this matchup.
He lies, he cheats, and he steals.
Right? So,
Eddie, I'm going with Eddie. It's hard though, but I'm going with Eddie.
and what's so crazy about these two, right? Like, if you watched Dark Side of the Ring and you saw
Oh,
part one, you know how much this matchup right here, oh, it's gonna hurt so many fans' hearts one way or another because they start off in New Japan. They went into WCW. They went into uh WWE. They went to WWE
yeah.
together. They had such monumental careers and such an impact in their careers, right? So whether you were, was it Tiger Mask? Was Eddie, and then you had uh,
Yes. They both
Pegasus
had animal.
Kid.
Yeah, Pegasus Kid. Yeah.
Yeah. So then we're gonna talk about getting into like then we could talk about how they had impacts, right? So Chris Benoit had a huge impact in as part of like the Four Horsemen, and we saw Eddie Guerrero be the leader of the LWO in
Mm-hmm.
WCW. That's just like minor stuff that we're talking about, right? Then we could talk about how they all came in as the Radicals into WWE, and with Perry Saturn as well as with Dean Malenko, and they're all
Yep.
together. But then there's that moment at WrestleMania
Yep.
where they're
Mm-hmm.
both holding
Yep.
the big titles, and they're just
20.
hugging in the ring, and it pulls in your heartstrings. Everything that Chris Benoit has done, Eddie has done something just as significant, and that's what makes it so hard for this matchup to pick. So for me personally, I have to go with the person who I feel. I mean, they're already in, and I love Latino Heat, man, because if it wasn't for the untimely passing of Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio would not be your heavyweight champion back in
Mm-hmm.
2006. So I'm going to pick Eddie Guerrero because of the influence that he had on me as a kid, like growing up with his matches with Rey Mysterio and stuff at Halloween Havoc when it was Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio was out there rocking the Phantom costume. It was just so much lit shit that was happening that night, and Eddie will always stay with me for that.
Man.
Eddie Guerrero. Mm-mm-mm.
So, okay. This is really hard. All right, this is really hard. Um uh, I I guess for me personally, I didn't really get into I was a fan of Eddie and for the time when he was alive. Because around that's when it was right when I started watching wrestling was right at that time period when Eddie was on top with Eddie and the JBL feud. So it's right when I started watching wrestling was when Eddie was on top. So later in life, as I got to really enjoy Eddie more because I saw some of the older stuff that he had that he did. But the person, and it's funny because, and I mentioned to you guys before, I remember everything about Chris Benoit. I remember all of it. I remember he was supposed to win the EC. He was supposed to not win, but he was supposed to fight for the ECW title before the tragedy that happened. And I always liked Benoit because Benoit, he was the Rabbit Wolverine. He was that guy that you can tell in his face and his body language, he was coming to fuck you up. That was Benoit. That was Chris Benoit. And I always liked Benoit. And I have I gotta go with Benoit. Benoit for me, because Benoit has a special place in my heart, even despite the tragedy. And it's just I think Benoit, and that's just a personal opinion. Like I said, personal opinion. I think Benoit goes over on this one for me. Not to discredit Eddie Guerrero, because Eddie Guerrero is the man. He's Latino Heat. Me and Josh always, all the time, we randomly just go, Latino Heat, papi! Viva la raza! Hey, home, baby! Hey, chavo! Hey, home! Like, and there's nothing wrong with that.
What you mean, mommy? You know who I am?
Eddie, that's what you mean, mommy?
I only have eyes for you, man.
Hey, Big Show, how the burrito? Big Show, how was that burrito, eh?
But I gotta go with Benoit. Benoit takes it for me because even like if I pick an old wrestling game with Benoit's on there, and if you want me to pick somebody, I'm picking Benoit to beat you with. Like I'm gonna hit you I'm gonna get you in the crippler cross face, and I'm gonna make you tap. So it's Benoit for me. All right, it's on you.
Man.
It's on you, brother. It's on
It's
you.
on you.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Who?
You don't want to
answer.
I picked Eddie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I didn't know that was. Oh, that was your vote. I didn't know that was
Pay
an
attention.
official
See, I
vote.
didn't hear it either.
What?
I heard.
I was like
I
the
remember,
first person.
I remember you say. I heard you say Eddie, but I just thought you were just saying like Eddie Guerrero. Like, yeah, man, that's
I was doing that.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I was also like, yeah, I'm going with Eddie.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, shit.
I remember originally when I said I was gonna pick Dusty, and all you guys is like heart kind of looked like it sank. I was like, I lied. So we're gonna move on to our next matchup. Yeah, that was on the last episode, by the way, guys. If you want to hear that, next matchup we have the father of ECW, Tommy Dreamer versus the icon Sting.
Oh, I thought you were about to say Chaz.
Chaz had a heart attack. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna wrap the jump. Tommy Dreamer is such a huge influence. In fact, he's still doing it now, and he's been amazing. But bro, when we talk about the wars, we talk about Sting. He's always been that guy. He's always been an elusive dude. Even went to TNA, made a huge impact there. So I'm gonna go.
I got the good joke.
Every time that happens, that GIF of Captain America from the.
I get that reference.
I got that reference. Yeah. I agree. I gotta go with Sting, the singer. I love Tommy. I'll always love Tommy. Tommy's one of my favorite ECW guys. But yeah, you can never. Yeah, Sting for the longest time was the one guy from WCW that didn't jump shifts to the WWE and still made a name for himself and became a huge star. So I gotta go with Sting.
My pick, and I love Dreamer. I'm going with Sting. Like Sting gave me chills when I would watch TNA. Sometimes when I was little, like you just knew Sting. Like Sting was that guy. He was like the bag of chips, all that. So I'm going with Sting.
The bag of chips.
He was the dip and the bag of chips. Like
I'm gonna tell you right now that when I was watching WCW and I was walking into high school, there's only 3 theme songs I ever played in my head when I opened. We had these big double doors that we used to have open, and like I would open them, but there would only be 3 theme songs, right? So the first one was Goldberg, and it, dum. And then I used to do Rey Mysterio's, right? Dum 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 dum. But then there's a part where it's like dun 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 dum 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 dum. I remember I used to open up those doors and be like, "Woo!" I used to get in trouble all the time. So Sting it is. So we have our last matchup, and this is going to be the one that probably hurts a lot of people's feelings. We have the man, Mr. Monday Night, Mr. Main Event, Mr. Rob Van Dam versus the 16-time world champion.
I thought he was 17.
Ric Flair. Woo! So who we got? What up?
Yeah, had to get a nice picture for the gram. Let them know we're doing our podcast. But you can never go wrong with the man, the nature boy, the 16-time world champion, the limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun. Woo! The nature boy, Ric Flair. And shout out to my mom because that was her favorite wrestler as a kid growing up. So, Ric Flair.
Who you got? Napster.
Woo! 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 Space Mountain. Woo! Woo! Remember Ken WWE when he was
Oh, God, we're not going to mention that on air. We're not going to talk about that on air. I know where you're going with that. Yes,
Woo!
I get it.
Woo!
I know what.
Woo! 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 Ric Flair dominates the women's division as we speak right now. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. You went there. Okay.
All right. Well, he's taking Ric Flair. And as much as I would like to take Ric Flair, I have to bring up something, right? It was 1981. I wasn't even born yet.
I was about to
right?
say, I don't think any of us was born.
My parents
father-
weren't even married.
My father was getting ready to hop on a plane to head to Colorado Springs, Colorado, where he was going to serve in a unit. And he was in North Carolina. And he walked up to Ric Flair and asked him for an autograph, in which Ric Flair looked him in the face and said, "Piss off, kid." And since then, my dad has hated Ric Flair.
Wow.
Now, I like Ric Flair. I do. He's got the drip. He's got all that. But only one person could get an entire wrestling organization banned from a streaming platform for having provocative material on there. And I have to go with the whole damn show for this one. So I'm going to give my vote to RVD for it. And that wraps up our second round. So let's get into our first semifinals, or actually, it'd be our quarterfinals, right? Yeah, Sweet 16. We're moving into the Elite Eight, gentlemen. All right. With our first matchup in WWE being a rematch, of course, these next two matchups are going to be, they're going to be those matchups. So let's get into it. Our first one is The Game, Triple H versus the man that you can't see me, John Cena.
Oh, this is hard. How do you do this? They both have big shovels. Oh my god, this is hard.
Yep, who's got the bigger shovel? That's what we're going to ask.
That's that. That's the real question. Who has the bigger shuffle, guys? Is it John Cena or Triple H? Me personally, I think it's Triple H.
Did you see what he did to Booker T?
Exactly.
22 seconds or 23?
I don't know how many seconds, but yeah. I gotta go Triple H. He's the father of NXT.
He is the father of NXT.
He's done so much for this, for the business itself. Like I said, I love John, as I mentioned earlier, but it's Triple H, guys. It's Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Paul Levesque, boom.
Don't call him Paul Levesque. That's not his name. His name is Hunter.
All right, Hunter. Sorry. I always wonder if Stephanie calls him Hunter, like behind the scenes and at home. Like, did she be like, "Hunter, can you take out the trash?" Or did the kids do their homework, Hunter? Or did she goes, Paul? That's always been a wonder.
I wouldn't be surprised if she said Hunter. I wouldn't be surprised.
A fly on the wall now. I wonder if he would just respond to either one. She'll be like, Paul, Hunter. And he's like, yes. Remember that time you hit me with a date rape drug and married me at a Las Vegas wedding chapel? Yeah, that happened.
One of my favorite segments, by the way.
It was. I love the fact that Test got so pissed. We miss you, Test. R.I.P.
You do. R.I.P.
Yeah.
So we got one for Triple H. Napster, who you got?
Oh, this is hard. Cause I love John. I love John. I have a love-hate relationship with John Cena, and I love Triple H. I think the Reign of Terror was great for business, by the way. So, I know I'm gonna get a lot of heat for that, but I'm gonna go with the King of Kings, the master of the sledgehammer. As Chaz said, the father of NXT. He's also the father of Batista, by the way. You know, Batista's one of my favorites. He's also probably like low key the father of Randy Orton too. Even though I think Randy would have been just fine without the Evolution push.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Better.
I don't think so either. We can debate that. We can debate that on another show.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We can debate that on another show as far as that one. But you going with Triple H?
Triple H, the guy that fought Undertaker twice at WrestleMania. We don't talk about the other one. Okay. History. Okay. We erased it from history, Chaz. Triple H.
That streak says otherwise, but okay.
So, all right. So to be honest, I'm gonna go with the man who single-handedly carried a company for over a decade. Now, I did mention how much I love The Brock, and yes, it's still true. But my second, it would be if there was a list of wrestlers, right? With Rey Mysterio obviously being number one, John Cena would be in my top 5, and Hunter has not made that top 5. I will have to go with John Cena for this one.
I respect that.
Because he buried the Nexus. And that's 7 dudes' careers he ended. John
and
Cena
you're right.
John Cena did his career all by himself. Triple H needed DX. He needed Evolution. I think he was like a member for like 3 seconds at NWO. Like...
Everybody was part of the NWO.
That's what I'm saying. That's neither here nor there. Harlem Heat was in NWO. Not at the same time, but Harlem Heat was in the NWO. Just put that out there. Stevie Ray was there for WCW. Booker T was there for WWE. Let's just put it out there. So we have our next matchup, which is definitely going to probably be one of our hardest matchups. We have the Dead Man, the Phenom, the Undertaker, versus the only person to win the Royal Rumble 3 times, that Rattlesnake, the man who would not lay down for Brock Lesnar, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Wow.
I am personally, as much as I want to go with Stone Cold, I have to go with Taker. Because I knocked out Shawn Michaels with Taker, I have to take Taker.
I don't even, listen. I gotta go with Stone Cold, man. Stone Cold is like the face of a generation. And all respect goes to The Undertaker. You know, everyone knows The Undertaker, the Dead Man, and, you know, the streak and everything. But Stone Cold is the reason. I do believe Stone Cold is the reason why WWE is still in business to this day. So Stone Cold is my vote.
Damn.
But here's the crazy part. Whenever we come around WrestleMania season, right? Regardless of the streak being broken or not, we talk about one man in particular.
Taker, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. That is true. Even after the streak, it's always, who is Taker facing? What is Taker doing? I do agree with you on that. I just believe, though, if there was no Stone Cold, you know, there was no WWE, there wouldn't be no streak anymore to talk about.
Possibly.
You know?
I mean, you're right. The leader of the Attitude Era was Stone Cold, but the man of the benchmark to have Stone Cold raise
Cold.
it was always Taker.
Taker. Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Nah, you will
Plus,
not
he's
get
been
an
doing it
argument
since
from me.
what 90? He's been
Nah.
running the game since like 87 is when
Yeah,
Mike Calvin
yeah,
got
he
in.
was
80s.
definitely late 80s, I think.
But
Taker
he got
started
into
really
WWE.
wrestling.
He got into WWF like 91, 90, 91, something like that.
Yeah.
I think so.
I
yes.
remember. Listen, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there was only one current wrestler still in action that was on the very first episode of Monday Night Raw, and that is The Undertaker.
That is true. That is very true.
Shawn Michaels is on NXT, but he's a coach. But
Active
That's crazy,
competitor,
isn't it?
yeah. You're right. No, you're right. You're right.
Wow, that's
you know,
insane.
on the first episode of Running That Raw was Undertaker, and he's still there. Yeah.
This is hard. Like they say, it's like you have the face of an era in Stone Cold. And honestly, I remember as a kid, like, who the heck is gonna try to challenge Undertaker's streak? Like when it was unbeaten. And I remember Chaz used to get so hyped for Shawn. He was like, "Yo, Shawn's gonna do it. Shawn's gonna do it." I'm like, I don't know, Chaz. And the first time it happened, I was like, I told you Shawn was gonna lose. And the second time, it's like, Chaz was like, "Yo, Shawn's gonna get him this year. Shawn's gonna get him this year." And I was like, honestly, I didn't like the retirement involved. I was like, oh my God, the stakes were. And then like he came close the second time, like even closer. And it's like, oh,
But
Damn.
you voted out Shawn Michaels, though. Just want to put that out there. You voted out Shawn Michaels. As you just said, he came close. And then the second time he was closer, but you voted him out. Just putting it out there. But that's neither here nor there.
damn, like what the hell? What? Damn. Okay, so let me just go on with this. Got talking circles. Fuck. All right, heads is Taker.
Nah, don't do that.
Tails
No.
is Stone
Don't do
Cold.
that.
Nah. Just go pick. Just go out
Damn,
You
there.
gotta
and pick.
okay.
pick.
Shit. All right, I'm going Taker. I
There
guess.
you go.
I guess. I
There it
yo,
is.
There it is. I don't know.
Wow.
Yo, we are gonna get so much heat, yo. Oh my God! I just realized.
Yo,
It's like
Stone
what have I
Cold.
done?
I'm
What have I
I'm
done?
messaging Idol right now, and I'm letting him know that Undertaker was the one to take out Stone Cold.
What have I done? What is
Undertaker
wrong
did.
with me?
But you realize that now that means that the number 1 and number 2 seeds from WWE got knocked out. Just putting that
Right.
out. Wait till you see that matchup in WWE. That's gonna happen. So we're gonna move on right to our next picks. Right. So we have. Oh my God, this is gonna be so tough for me too. We have Inoki versus Tanahashi in New Japan.
Ooh, buddy. Can I go first? I
Go ahead.
guess honestly. Damn. As Chaz previously stated, some two badass Japanese mofos. Tanahashi is going over. But honestly, you can't go wrong with whoever you pick. So I mean,
You
it's
can
up to
according to
y'all.
our
Yeah.
listeners.
Oh yeah, they're gonna hate us, especially because Taker got out Stone Cold. Oh my God, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm going Tanahashi. It's close. Yeah, Tanahashi it is. Damn. Yeah, y'all have fun with that.
No. Chaz, have fun because I'm picking Inoki because he was in WCW.
You suck. You fucking suck. All right, so Inoki will always be one of the best, as far as New Japan's, exports and God damn, man, I don't even know. Oh, I'm gonna go out on here on a whim. listen, if anybody wants to fight me on this, go ahead. I'll let you know my address. Here's my Twitter handle is icon_Chaz. I'm going with Tanahashi. Like,
What?
Wow.
I have to go with Tanahashi. Tanahashi, like, is this a bad motherfucker, man?
As Stephen A. Smith would say.
I have to stick with it.
Chaz,
Because it's facts. Tanahashi's a bad dude. And so is Okada. Like, they're just bad motherfuckers. And and I love Inoki. Cause I just recently watched, I was at work the other day, sitting there at lunch, and I was watching some old New Japan stuff, and I'm watching an Inoki match. I don't remember who the fuck he was wrestling. It was some Japanese dude that I probably can't pronounce, but I love Inoki. Inoki was whipping ass, but Tanahashi, I have to go with Tanahashi. So,
bro, Stephen A. Smith would say, that bad man.
he is. He is.
That bad man. Tanahashi.
Like, here's the thing. You look at it though. Here's the thing. If you look at all the matches that Tanahashi has had over the past couple of years in and of itself, bro, Tanahashi has been on point. He's been on point as far as telling a story. As far as in-ring skills. Like, Tanahashi's one of the best, and you just can't touch him. You just can't. As far as New Japan, just in that New Japan little bubble, you just don't touch Tanahashi. And I can't just not tell. I just can't. I can't not say Tanahashi, man.
And there we go. So let's go to our next matchup, right? So we have the Great Muta versus Okada.
Oh, fuck no. Fuck no.
No.
No! No!
Can I go first?
Go ahead, Napster.
I'm going with Okada. Just because I'm familiar with Okada. And
I don't hate you for that. I was gonna say that anyway, but I'm not mad at you for that.
Yeah, like I'm familiar with Okada, and as we were saying before with Tanahashi, that bad man Okada. That brother's special. He's very, very special.
Skip.
Now, my grandma used to tell me.
You know, when I talk about stories of back in the past, man, I have to let you know that the Great Muta was the man. And so, therefore, I will be picking the Great Muta as well.
Why'd y'all put me on the spot like that? Oh, my God.
This is what's crazy, right? So, it's a young generation and an older generation. And you just happen to be caught right in the middle. So
and I am in the middle, and that's the funny thing about it is my generation, like me, and I am that middle, and that's hard. That's hard because I like Great Muta. I've seen a lot of Great Muta stuff, and I've seen a lot of Okada stuff, and this, oh buddy, my buddy Idol is gonna kick my ass for this one. He is, and I know he is. But he's a bad man.
Which one?
Man, Okada.
Oh.
Okada is a bad, and my father, my dad, may he rest in peace. My dad would say, that's a bad motor scooter.
Yep.
That's a bad motor scooter.
He definitely said that all the time.
Okada is a bad motor scooter. He is. So, yeah, Okada. Okada gets my vote.
So we got to move to our next section, right? So we're going to TNA in our indie scene. And in that scene, we have our first matchup of the Olympic hero, the man who won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck, Kurt Angle versus one of the baddest men on the planet, Samoa Joe.
Yikes. Ah.
This feud in TNA was amazing. I just want to put that out there. I remember when they had all the belts, and if anyone remembers this specific moment, it's one of my favorite moments in TNA. Excuse me. And I never forget it because I remember where I was. I was at my grandparents' house in Virginia. I was at my grandma's house, and I never forget. They were in the ring. Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe. They had all the belts, and they just laid them in the ring, and just laid them down the floor and said, "Let's go." And they were like, "Let's fucking fight." I gotta go with Samoa Joe.
Wow.
And yeah, I gotta go with Samoa Joe because Samoa Joe in TNA was a badass. He was. Don't get me wrong. I love Kurt Angle, and I will always love Kurt Angle in TNA. Hi, Mom.
She can't hear you.
I know she can't hear me. I'm gonna always do that every time she passes by. But Samoa Joe's a bad dude, and in that Kurt Angle feud, Samoa Joe gets it. Just Samoa Joe.
All right, you want to go first, Cliff?
No, you can.
All right, cool.
Age before beauty.
I will gladly take this first. Samoa Joe is awesome. Samoa Joe is amazing. Samoa Joe's theme is the song that I play, especially the WWE one. The song I play when I'm going to the cash register to order a Whopper from Burger King. Burn, 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 burn. Burn, 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 burn. Okay, let me stop.
Well, can I get you here at Burger King and you're over here like a cup of Joe.
And then Kurt Angle, I remember me and Chaz on YouTube would watch Kurt Angle versus Shane McMahon. And like they said, oh my God. Holy moly. That was intense. Shane is crazy. We all know that. I think he doesn't value his life. But
he doesn't love his kids. I've always
but yeah.
And I will stick with that Shane doesn't love his family because the things that he put himself through and has his family there front row is completely insane and selfish as fuck. But that's neither here nor there.
There, yeah. All right. Damn, this is tough. I'm going with like my mind's I'm going. All right, I'm sticking to it. I'm going Kurt Angle.
There it is.
I'm going Kurt. It's a tough one. Like Joe is amazing. Like as just a submission specialist, he's amazing. And then you got Kurt Angle, a submission, just an athlete. Like honestly, you can't go wrong. I don't know. With whoever you pick, Cliff, I won't even be mad at you. I will not be mad at you. But I'm going Kurt.
I loved Samoa Joe when he was at TNA. I loved Kurt Angle when he was at TNA. I love Samoa Joe in NXT. I love Kurt Angle in WWE. I love Samoa Joe on the main roster. I love the things that Samoa Joe has done. I love the things that he, like all the antics. I love the fact that he injured Seth Rollins. I don't love the fact that he injured Seth Rollins. I love the fact that he had this amazing debut on the main roster. However, only one wrestler has ever made their wrestling debut, the professional wrestling debut on pay-per-view in Pittsburgh. And that man drove a milk truck into the arena. And I'm going to give it up 100% to my man who just slams courts together and swigs down the milk, Kurt Angle. Also, by the way, Jimmy cracked corn, and I don't care. And that was one of my favorite segments. Also, one of my other favorite segments was with Edge when he was looking at the pictures.
Oh, yes!
Oh yeah.
You know what recent feud I liked with Joe? In WWE was him and AJ Styles. Oh, Wendy! I like that feud.
Well, speaking of Wendy, our next matchup is AJ Styles versus that man who can do everything, Keith Lee.
Oh. Sorry, Uncle. Sorry, Unc. I'm about to get disowned, but I'm going with the phenomenal one. The place that AJ Styles built, the champ that runs the camp, the phenomenal one. He was Mr. TNA. He was the second leader of the Bullet Club. Second leader, right?
Yeah.
Fact checking. Okay. Second leader of Bullet Club. The longest reigning WWE champion in the SmackDown Live era. AJ Styles. AJ flippin' Styles.
You'll never hear me discredit AJ Styles, so AJ Styles.
I'm gonna agree with you guys too. I'm gonna take AJ Styles. Although I will say, no slight to Keith Lee because we have seen what he's done and we know what he's gonna do when he gets to the main roster. So by all means, hey, AJ is the man. So clean sweep in that one. AJ Styles. I mean, if you could lose to somebody, it would be AJ, right?
Yeah, Chris Bay lost to AJ Styles.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, so AJ knocked out Bay, Daniels, and Lee to get into our Elite Eight. So let's get into the last round, right? Our last matchups with our last two matchups. So this one is our last bracket of our last two matchups. Yep. So WCW, ECW, AEW first matchup. The man whose song everybody seems to sing. It is Judas. It is Chris Jericho versus the Heartbreaker, the man with the greatest of flames, Latino Heat, Eddie.
Oh, why'd you do this? Why do we do this? No.
As hard as it was for me to pick with that Benoit Guerrero matchup, I will be honest. I am taking Y2J on this one.
I agree with I'm with Cliff on this as well. It was hard to do the Eddie and Benoit choice, but I gotta go with Jericho, man.
Damn.
The maker of pain.
I love Eddie. Eddie's one of my favorites. I always play as Eddie in the new 2K games. But yeah, Y2J made a glowing jacket go over.
I still want that jacket.
I still want that jacket. So
I do too. Yeah, Y2J.
We have a matchup that we have seen a few times. In fact, it was the very last match on WCW Nitro.
Oh, wow.
Sting versus Ric Flair.
We did this on purpose, guys. It was all a work. Look at Rick out. They knew what they were doing. They did this on purpose. They purposely set this up so they can say this, so they can get a reaction. I knew it. This all a work. I knew it.
All I'm going to say is, I'm sorry. I love you. I'm going with Sting.
Wow. That's not where I thought you were going with there.
Oh, wow. That retirement match still hurt.
I'm going with Flair.
Wow, you guys leaving it up to me. Golly.
It's up to the young buck.
Yo. Flair, like I said, has dominated men and women's competition.
You're an asshole for that.
Yo, like, and then you have Sting. Sting was like, honestly, like as a little kid, I'm gonna be honest with you, like people from outside WWE that you just knew Sting. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Sting just had that it factor. Ric Flair was Ric Flair. I mean,
he's got the drip.
Woo, woo. Ric Flair drip go woo. Yikes. Damn. I'm going with Sting, I guess. Yeah, I'm going with Sting. No, I'm not guessing anything. I'm going with Sting. I'm standing by my. Yes, I know you.
Oh shit!
Cliff is shocked. Yes,
I did.
You didn't think I was going to choose Sting, did you?
No, I didn't think you were going with Sting.
I'm going with Sting. Chaz is like, what the? Yeah, I'm
shocked too. I definitely thought you were gonna go with Flair. I'm not going to front. I thought you were going with Flair, and I'm shocked.
His retirement match was still sad. Like at the end, I'm sorry.
Oh, get over it. Grow a pair of balls. He wrestled for TNA like a couple years later. Fuck all that shit, man.
It still hurt me.
Man, bullshit. You could have seen him wrestle on Thursday nights on Spike.
I was like 6.
Oh, fuck all.
You can see the woo off between him and Jay Lethal.
Exactly. Like, he had a whole nother. He created a whole nother memorable moment even after that bullshit.
He made still hurt. Look, AJ Styles tried to emulate Ric Flair by wearing his robes during TNA.
I hate that whole thing. We're not even going to talk about that. Oh, that just did not work.
Flair is an icon.
It's on here. Yeah. And he went against the other icon, and apparently he lost on our podcast. I know this would have gone down. If Idol was here, this would have gone down to a vote. It would have gone down to a coin flip, without a doubt.
I agree.
Let's move over to the WWE side. Taker, if we're going to do this one more time, we're going to go all the way. End of an era match. Hell in a Cell. And that's where we are, is in this rematch of Triple H versus The Undertaker. All right. Josh, who you got?
I love them both. Like, honestly, I love them both, and this is really a really tough situation for me. These two were like some of my childhood heroes growing up. I was even scared of Undertaker. I would like run in my brother's room whenever I heard dong.
That's facts. That's facts. My man would never watch Friday Night SmackDown in his room by himself when The Undertaker came out. He never would. That's facts. He'd be in his room. He'd watch SmackDown. I'd be in my room watching SmackDown. That damn gong happened. This man started running into my room thinking The Undertaker's going to pop out the screen or some bullshit.
I thought he was going to pop out under my bed. And I know at the time my bed didn't have anything to hide underneath.
But yeah, you had drawers underneath your bed. Like,
it doesn't matter. It's The Undertaker. and then Triple H. I mean, like my iconic moment with him, besides the Batista going over on him, was like, you know, the Randy Orton feud, him and Randy Orton against in Legacy. I love that feud, even though the match was terrible at the end. Well, it wasn't as good because, you know, Shawn and Taker. But damn, fuck, why am I doing it? Okay, my final pick.
We all picked. What do you mean? We voted this too. It's not like we sprang this up on you. Like, check it out, sucker! Right here. Look at this matchup.
Taker.
Okay.
Okay.
Who you got, Chad?
Damn. Yo.
The Game, Triple H.
I mean, honestly, I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
So I told you the story of February 14th, 2011, right? When The Rock appeared as the guest host, right? Do you remember the next? Do you remember that? Do you vaguely remember that?
I do, because at the time, my girlfriend at the time called me and was like, The Rock is on Monday Night Raw. I said, what? No, he's not. Because I was watching The Voice. I'll never forget it. I remember that whole time when The Rock came back. Because I was watching The Voice. And it's like, yeah, The Rock is on Monday Night Raw. Flips on USA. Oh, shit. It's The Rock. So, yes, I do vaguely remember.
So let me give you another date, right? February 21st, 2011. 1 week later, right?
Mhm.
I remember these 2 dates. Here's some things that are crazy, right? 2011 brought to me 4 of my greatest things of all time, right? So, The Rock debuts in 2011, right?
Return, not debut, return.
Returns. I'm going to say debut because he debuted his guest host. So,
Okay, I'll give you that.
so on February 21st, 2011, that's when The Undertaker came back, right? And it had Johnny Cash's song,
Ain't no grave
right?
can hold my body
Ding,
down.
ding, 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 ding. Ain't
So-
no grave.
I'm in the kitchen cooking, right? And I hear this song play.
You been cooking stir fry?
Yeah. I think I was cooking ground beef at the time. Anyway, so I'm cooking, right? And I hear the song play. So I run out to the living room really quick just to see it's Undertaker coming down, right? I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's Taker. He'll probably challenge someone on the roster. I don't know who it's going to be. It'll probably be like John Cena or somebody, right? So I run back into the kitchen and I start cooking. And I hear, dum, it's time to play the game. I dropped everything. I stopped cooking. I ran back into the living room. Nothing was said in this promo. Just 2 dudes looking at each other in the face. Both stare at the WrestleMania sign. Both look at each other. Bro, Taker doing the throat slice. Fucking Triple H.
And it's
Boom, hit with the crop chop. Just like, let him know, you know. And I was like, oh, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. And that match happened, and it was an amazing match. And they had a couple more, and I will never forget. Like, I mean, I was just ecstatic seeing both these dudes. But the Undertaker did win that feud ultimately. And as much as I love the father of NXT, this is the Undertaker that we're talking about. We still talk about the Undertaker in WrestleMania season. We're still talking about it now. And he's facing AJ Styles. There's so many things that we talk about with Taker and all the great things that he's done. Remember when he had a choice between Bobby Lashley, John Cena, and Batista, and he stood and looked at all 3. He won the Royal Rumble. He's getting ready to pick his champion, and he looked at Batista right in the face. Everything on me went up, and he just looked at Batista. He's like, ah! And I was like, let's get it! The Animal and the Dead Man, I'm in!
Batista should have won that match.
He didn't, though. Taker did, just like this one. So let's go, Taker. So Undertaker makes it into our first spot for the Final 4. Let's move on to the matchup where everybody's going to get their feelings heard. So we're in New Japan. We are looking at Tanahashi. We are looking at Okada.
Can I say it?
Go ahead.
Those
Oh God! Oh God! Is he dead?
Oh God! I choked on spit. Oh crap! Those bad men of New Japan Wrestling. Those brothers are special. Tanahashi is special. Okada, that brother is special. They put on 5 They put on 20 billion star matches. Incredible.
Against.
Those brothers.
All right. So who you got?
Oh damn! I got to pick now. Shoot. Oh,
First one.
can I get a pass? Can I get a skip?
Pass right back to you. Like
Oh.
that's what we do.
Can
I just lay down
I,
the reverse card.
can I go to jail? Do not pass go. Do not collect my 200.
I'll give you this one. I'll say mine because I have mine.
Oh, go ahead.
Y'all ready for this one?
Yeah, let's go.
Okada.
Oh, dang.
The man
All right.
Listen, Okada and Kenny put on those matches that are apparently up there with the Steamboat matches, and if they're up there and if people are talking about those matches in that same category, then Okada deserves it.
You know who else Okada had those matches with? Tanahashi. Which is why it's going to be irrelevant what Napster picks, because I'm going with Okada as well.
Bro, honestly, they are bad men. Like just like top of their craft. Like, oh my goodness. And it had to come down to these two. I feel like, low key, I felt like this was a scam. You guys worked this in here. You guys made sure.
The funny thing is, I'll put it out there. When me and Cliff originally did the brackets, I didn't think Tanahashi was going to make it. I honestly thought Muda was gonna go all the way. I figured Okada would, because it's fucking Okada, for Christ's sake. I had, my original idea would have been Muda and Okada, and Muda would have probably went forward. But yeah, all
right. I'm gonna just say, I love Tanahashi. That's a bad brother. He's special. But I'm going with Okada because he's just as special.
He's just as special. I love it.
Bro, I can't wait. You guys have no idea. All right. Our next matchup, our TNA/Indies matchup. We have the Wrestling Machine.
Oh, God.
Kurt Angle versus the phenomenal one, AJ Styles.
Chaz doesn't even count in this vote. We already know what he's voting for. He's voting for Kurt Angle, so let's keep it moving.
AJ Styles.
Let's say, yeah, Cliff could have already just wrote that down. Like,
yeah, could have just marked it. It's fine.
Damn.
Sorry, guys. The man is the reason why I wrestle to this day.
Like, AJ is phenomenal. Kurt Angle is phenomenal.
Wait a minute.
Oh, shut up, Chaz. Damn. I'm going AJ.
Oh, okay.
I'm going AJ. That's my pick.
So, I'm gonna tell you that only one person currently ever in the history of WWE has had their song played at a UFC event, and it wasn't AJ Styles. It was Kurt Angle when Colby Covington was coming out, because he wanted the crowd to boo him so much that they literally started playing his song. He came walking out, and the crowd, no one else, let me be real, this is how you know there were wrestling fans in that crowd that night. Because as soon as that song hit, Colby Covington came out, the whole crowd, you suck, and then the rest of the crowd got into it. You suck. Like everybody knew that song. It was crazy to hear almost 20,000 fans that watch combat sports just shouting out at Colby Covington, "You suck. You suck." So for that, my pick will go to Kurt Angle, even though AJ Styles continues on. So let's get into our last matchup, which is probably going to be one for the books. We have the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla, Chris Jericho, versus the man who wore Joker face paint in TNA, Sting.
Oh wow, this is where we're at.
This is where we're at.
Wow.
Damn.
Who you got, Josh?
Only one word to say. Bam. Okay, but anyway, this is tough. Jericho, yeah. I love that tag team, by the way.
Show.
I love that tag team, by the way. I don't care what anybody says. I loved it. I'm going with Jericho, Y2J, Lion Tamer, break the walls down. 5, 4, 3, 2. Yes. Judas. All the above. Chris Jericho, all the way. And I love Sting.
All the Jericho, all the way. I love Sting. All right, Cliff, who you got?
So, you know, man, like certain moves were changed and renamed because of individuals. And Sting is one of those guys. When people do a splash in the corner, no one just calls it the splash. They call it the Stinger Splash.
Splash.
And you have the Scorpion Deathlock, or you can call it Sharpshooter, whatever you want to call it. It's Sting's move. I know Brett did it better, but it's Sting's move. The Scorpion Death Drop, the baseball bat, the crow paint. But only one man has their own cruise. And I have to go with that man because a 30-year career, he's continually evolving himself. His band is out on the road. Well, not right now, but he's a god. He's so tough. And he's so great at telling stories, just like Sting was at his age. That's where Jericho is now, and I have to go with Chris Jericho.
There's no point in me voting, but I guess, you know, I always say, you know, the three wrestlers who are my three favorite of all time. It's Shawn Michaels, AJ Styles, and
Jericho.
Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho will get my vote. To the same extent that what you just said, Cliff. The man has his own cruise. You know, it's a rocking rager at sea, which I'm going to go on one day. You know, very soon. Yeah, Jericho gets the dub for me. No disrespect to Sting or anything like that, because Sting is one of the greatest. But yeah, Jericho. Jericho.
Oh, you going?
All right, here we are. Final four. Our first matchup of this is actually happening next week with The Undertaker versus AJ Styles.
This was all the work. I'm telling you, the recount, it's all the work. It's all the work. They knew what they were doing from the very beginning. We all know that John Cena should be in the finals. ain't no way Triple H should be burying everybody. Triple H should have never got to the quarterfinals. He didn't have to work for it. He never had to work for anything. He married the boss's daughter. Therefore, all of his accomplishments they are obsolete. The Reign of Terror is only made sense because he was sleeping with the boss's daughter. Therefore, all of his accomplishments aren't as good as they used to be.
And I'll tell you this. Last time I checked, The Undertaker beat John Cena in less than 16 seconds. So,
we don't talk about that.
With that being said,
that's a pitiful excuse of them having seen a face
Yes.
Taker at Mania.
That was horrible.
That
That
shit.
was so bad.
Don't. That.
nope, it happened.
No, like I think everybody knew that if Cena and Taker faced off, this is before the streak got broken. If Cena and Taker faced off, we knew Cena was breaking that streak before the streak was broken.
It's possibly why they didn't do it. But hey, that's excuse me, neither here nor there.
I thought that if anybody should have broken that record, it should have been Cena.
That's
with
that
my
being
opinion.
said, we have our two combatants in this ring to get into the finals, baby. I have to say, me personally, I mean, he is phenomenal. But the first few letters in phenomenal are phenom. And that is what The Undertaker
that was
is.
perfect. Oh, Cliff. Yo, every listener of the podcast, just clap it up for Cliff. Seriously. That was phenomenal. That was perfect. Drop mic. There, boom, done deal. That was perfect. Over here enjoying my bagel, and that was perfect. That was great. I can't argue with that. Drop the mic. Cliff, you earn a raise. Damn. Drop the mic. It's over. Yep. Damn.
So who you voting for, Josh?
Yeah.
Oh, I have to vote?
Yes, you have
Well, we
to
already
vote.
know where Chaz is going.
I mean, we do. I mean, I'm not even going to sit here and act like I'm not.
I'm basically I'm the deciding factor. Oh crap. Oh god.
Yeah, we know I'm going. We know I'm going with AJ. I've gone with AJ from the start. I'm gonna stick with AJ. All right, this is the thing. Who's thumb down for that? For me or Cliff? That's for me, isn't it? That's for me, isn't it? You're going with the Undertaker, aren't you? Oh, you son of a
It would have been.
bitch!
You know what? I'm upset. It would have been so much cooler if he would have done the thumb thing and gone down and just been like, right across the
I
throat.
should have did it.
Missed the opportunity.
I did it. Crap.
Maybe I should have gone last because my phenomenal thing was like so much cooler than this anticlimactic thing that our viewers couldn't even hear because they're on the podcast listening to us while JJ's here like, thumbs up, thumbs down, George.
Oh God, is he choking? Oh God!
This man choking on spit. This man's choking on his bagel.
Good gracious, that's what you get. That's what you get. That's what you get for voting against AJ Styles. Every time you did that's facts that all your votes were bad and were bad for business. You started choking.
The Reign of Terror wasn't bad for business.
So here we are in our other Final Four matchup. Let me take you guys back. 1 year ago, Wrestle Kingdom, this matchup happens. We are talking about Okada versus the Painmaker. Let's go. Chris Jericho versus Okada. We kind of already know where Chaz is going to be.
I don't actually. I'm trying to figure this out myself now.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
The first time Chaz Bison kicked in, the world must have ended. Oh, my.
This is
y'all. I'm still sitting here thinking. Y'all vote. Wow.
So we have
Okada and Jericho. Wow.
No, not Okada. That bad man. Okada. That special brother over there, Okada. Okada can't pronounce the rest of his Okada. That special brother.
Mm.
And then you have, damn. Oh wow. I'm trying to hype this up and it's just like, dang. Yikes. Ooh, excuse me. I'm going with Judas.
Oh
I'm-
shit.
I know I'm probably gonna like die because I've been hyping up Okada like this whole episode like this bad, and then like yo, that's hard.
I don't even know.
Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, you guys have fun with that. Like I'm gonna continue to eat this bagel.
It's
You said
And-
you said Jericho?
I'm going Jericho,
Yeah.
and that yo, that was hard.
Wow. Oh man, I
Y'all
don't
have
know.
fun. Y'all have fun.
I really don't know.
I feel okay, so I'm gonna be trying to be as level as I can for this because I do love watching both guys, right? But I feel because Chris Jericho has been doing it so much longer,
Yeah,
and he
that's
was
the
able
thing.
to come into New Japan and kick off some major feuds and walk out with some gold at that time, which tells you how much faith New Japan had in Chris Jericho when he went across. Not to mention that they pretty much gave him any storyline that he wanted to do, and he did them well. And he even created a new persona to match Okada when he said, "You want to be the Rainmaker? I'm going to be the Painmaker." And he did, and that persona carries on. So it makes it tough for me because I know how great Okada is. And I know that I don't even count his stuff that happened at TNA. That whole thing was just dumb. But I have to say, I gotta go with Chris, man, because it's just a thing where he's done it for 30 plus years and continues to still do it at a high level. He just got into an argument with Vanguard One with a drone and made me believe that the drone was gonna join the inner circle. So
So we know Jericho's gonna move on, but this is really hard. This is even now I'm still as this very moment I'm still trying to decide on who I want to vote. But Okada is one of the best. He is. When everything's said and done, Okada will probably go down as one of the best wrestlers in the world, and probably one of the best to do it. And same with Jericho. Okada puts on classics. He puts on clinics. And like we said, Jericho can't have a bad match. It doesn't matter who you put him with. Jericho puts on classics with anybody. This is hard. This is hard. But I'm gonna go, even though it doesn't matter. But if my vote, honestly, it's gonna go with Okada.
You're lying. Shut up. Are you okay,
I
Chaz?
got-
I'm about to go over there and check the temperature.
No,
I'm
I
gonna check
have
the
to
temperature.
pick. I'm gonna pick Okada. Jericho's gonna move on, which I do understand, and I'm not mad about it at all. But yeah, man, it's something. I don't know, man. It's just something up. I just think any wrestling fan, when you say the name Okada, you get chills. It's something about the name Okada and just who he is and the mantra that comes along with it. Yeah. I'm gonna pick Okada. But yeah. Like yeah. This is really, really hard. But
Yeah.
it's just it's that name Okada. That's just, in a sense, like that's like when people think The Undertaker, like, when wrestlers say when they're in the ring and they watch The Undertaker's entrance and they watch him come down, you get goosebumps. And I feel the same way when you mention the name Okada. That's like Oprah, you know? It's Oprah, oh God, it's Oprah. But it's Okada. It's something about them. It's just, yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, it's Oprah.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. Oh God, it's
Let's-
Oprah. Oh God, it's Okada. Like, but
Let's
hey.
get into our final matchup. This is
Wow.
it. We've worked so hard on all these wrestlers. We've worked out all these first round matchups. We've had some great wins, some great upsets. We've seen everything come down. This is it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the 3 counts greatest wrestler of all time is about to be determined by 3 votes. So, coming in, he's the man who is known for the streak. He's won almost every single title in WWE. He is the man known as The Undertaker. On the other side, this man has been all around the world. We have seen him in New Japan. We have seen him in WCW. We've seen him in ECW. We've seen him in WWE. We've seen him in AEW. I wouldn't doubt if he pops up in other promotions later on down the road. But right now, he is the main event player. He is a big name. He doesn't do it for the money anymore. He has his own crews. He has his own band. Fans love singing every single song that he comes out to, whether it's Break the Walls Down or even Judas. We're talking about Chris Jericho. Let's start off with the young one.
Okay, the Padawan shall go first. You see what I did there?
They did. I like it.
Okay. All right. So, both of these guys have had tremendous success. Like insane amount of success. They've put on classics, like some of the best matches ever. Ever. If I'm going to choose the best wrestler in the world, I'm going to go with the guy that beat The Rock, who beat Stone Cold in the same night, Mr. Judas himself, Y2J, Chris Jericho.
Okay.
Whew.
Cliff?
And that's like a heavy weight off my shoulder now. Y'all have fun. Oh, my bagels.
Yeah, this man really got up to grab his bagels after choking on one just a little bit ago. So we talk about the greatest of all time. We talk about people who have impact, right? And when you look around, you see 2 guys who continually push new talent. However, one of those guys doesn't always seem to want to he always wants to beat the newer talent, never really loses to him. When I talk about it, we talk about like Cesaro. I'm pretty sure, and it's going to sound shitty for me to say it, pretty sure WWE is going to go with Taker beating AJ Styles. He's only really lost to 2 guys, one of them being Brock, but even at that, like, he's beaten Brock before, and he lost to Brock in that series of 3. And then he lost to Roman Reigns, right? So,
Big Daddy Roman.
Yeah, not the good guy, not the bad guy, just the guy. And when I look at Chris Jericho, I see Chris Jericho being asked to put over new talent, but also if he's asked to beat talent, to showcase them in a way that they're going to be amazing, right? That's why we love people like Darby Allin now. That's why we love people like Adam Hangman Page. It's why we like people like Okada. I'll be honest, if it wasn't for Chris Jericho, I would have known who Okada was, but I wouldn't have known Okada like that, right? Because Dave Meltzer's talked about those matches, but it was really watching Chris Jericho's promos. Watching Chris Jericho do his thing and go around the world and work with people has been amazing to watch. And watching Undertaker from the late 80s to the 90s to the 2000s and even to 2010s, and he's gonna have a match in 2020. Like, we're talking about a man who's almost 5 decades in wrestling a match. It's insane to think about.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
To say that and to look back and say, well, he's only doing, it's only him. I can't go with Chris, even though he's had great matches. So with that being said, I have to go with The Undertaker.
Hey, yo. Oh, wow. Okay, as the host of the 3
I
count,
just dropped my bagel on the floor. Oh my god.
I don't even know what to say. Okay, so wow. 1 vote Jericho, 1 vote Undertaker, and
All down to the host. See, it's all
All
work.
comes down to the host.
It's all work. I knew the 3 count was gonna do this. They did this on purpose to get more views.
Okay. Wow. So, wow. I don't even know where to begin. Wow. I'm at loss for words. I'll start by saying I did not expect that these would be the final 2. I didn't expect that it would be The Undertaker versus Chris Jericho. I will say that number 1. My vote though will be this.
You might get copyright. You don't care.
I don't care if we get copyrighted. If if Fozzy wants to fight me on it, I'll take the copyright claim. Jericho's the GOAT. He had it on his trunks even before 2015. He had GOAT on his trunks, and he is the GOAT. No disrespect to The Undertaker, and I do agree with Cliff. The Undertaker, like I said, almost had a 50-year career in a sense. Almost, he's wrestled since the late 80s. It's the streak. There's an aura when you talk about The Undertaker. Wrestlers talk about just standing there in the ring and just being in the atmosphere and watching him walk to the ring. And there's nothing, you don't get any better than The Undertaker, and that is true. You don't. The Undertaker is a locker room leader. He's the guy that he never jumped ships when WWE was at war with WCW. He always stayed true. He was loyal to Vince. But Jericho reinvents himself, and we've said it multiple times. He reinvents himself, and Jericho does this for the business himself. He doesn't do it for himself. He does it for the business. He does it to get over the new talent because Jericho knows there will be a time where he will hang up his boots. Excuse me. He will hang it up, and there will be no more Judas. There will be no more Y2J. And Jericho, I can just tell that the business itself is left in good hands. He wants established stars because that's the problem that WWE has, run themselves into is that they don't have stars. They don't have these established stars to, take the mantle and to take the company into the next 10, 15 years. And that's what Jericho's trying to do now. And I truly believe that Jericho trumps The Undertaker at this point. My votes is Chris Jericho. I guess in a sense that means that Jericho wins our tournament, right?
That's exactly what it means.
And you're a winner. Dun, 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 dun.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I guess since I'm the host, I have to announce this, right? So, the official winner of the 3 count greatest wrestler of all time goes to the man known as the Painmaker, Lionheart, the Ayatollah of rock and roller, Y2J, Le Champion, Chris Jericho.
All right, break out a little bit of the bubbly.
A little bit of
the bubbly.
little bit of the bubbly that I finished throughout this whole show.
Yeah, the closest I can get to is apple cider.
Yeah. Wow. This was fun. This is not what I didn't expect this to go this way. I will say this. This was really fun. There were some heartbreaks in this. There were some upsets. There were some landslides, but all in all, I think I don't think our winner is the bad choice. I will say that though. If we look at it, hindsight being 2020, I don't think our winner is a bad choice. So, ladies and gentlemen, our winner again of the greatest wrestler of all time, per the 3 Count podcast, Chris Jericho. This was something else, guys.
It was.
This
It
was.
was. I can't wait for next week when we have 5 other voices on here and
Right.
we are legitimately talking about all the craziness that's going to ensue.
Same, and this just shows you how really, like, you know, you never know which way this could go. You know, a lot of people, everyone says who their greatest of all time is. You know, people put your Shawn Michaels, your Bret Harts, your Stings, Jericho's, Okada, Kenny, all that. They say who their GOAT is, but when you got 9 different voices, and that's what we're gonna have next week, chiming in different opinions and everything, who knows? Who knows what, who's going to come out on top as, the greatest wrestler of all time. And it just so happens that as far as the 3 Count's concerned, Jericho is our GOAT. So, well, I don't even know how to end the show up. This was fun, but yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you guys that coming this Friday will be the 3 Counts special edition. It will be our WrestleMania episode. We have a special WCF superstar coming in as a guest, and we have the Muscle Man himself, Malcolm, coming in as a guest. He the one man that he's actually the first man to make me submit in a match ever in my career. He's gonna be on there as a guest. Idol's gonna be there, hopefully, if he's not dead, if he hasn't died already. And then also next week is the Super Pod Greatest Wrestler of All Time tournament between the 3 Count and everyone else who's involved. There's so many names. I don't want to mention anybody and leave anybody out. But make sure you guys are on the lookout for that. This is a super long episode, so let me do my ending really quick. My name is Chaz Evans. I'm here with JJ, also known as Napster, the Red Dog Cliff, and Idol, who is probably in the grave right now. You're listening to the 3 Count. Our greatest wrestler of all time is Chris Jericho. And if you have a problem with that, you can kiss our asses, because that's who we voted for. Tune in this Friday for our WrestleMania episode, and tune in next week for the Super Pod, so we can determine who the actual greatest wrestler of all time is. See you guys on the flip side.
Quack.